Shabbat Shalom. Y'all Bashim Yal Shabbat Y'all Shmalatim Bashim Yal Shai. It's ISUK, Southern California region, Sabbath service. Today we're going to go over 1 Samuel, the first chapter. But first, as always, we're going to throw up the prayers. All right, so let's do that. So I imagine, La Yashrala. Cover the scroll. And throw up these prayers. So Amaya wa Panya Padam, which is stand, face the east. We're going to throw up these prayers. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakotka, Baba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashemayim, Lathunlanawa, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalak Lanawa, Kawaf Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kawawati Nawa, Wala'ah, Labayah Nawa, CH.1, Abal, Hawashai Nawa, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Lakat, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahatapara, La'ulamium, Aman. Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever, so be it. Hakak, or the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Babakushah, Nathan Hakak, Hakak, Larapa'ah, Kal, Makalah, Wakal, Madawa, Hakak, La Tahar, Ha, Matazarayim, Hakak, Lahakwayim, Hamathium, Hakak, Il, Rakawaf, Hatamala, Lagarashan, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bawada, Aman. In English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out in the name of Yahushai. Thank you, so be it. The blessings in Hebrew, Barakatah Yahweh, Wa Yahushai, Wa Mayaka Allah, Wa Allah Hayim, Matazab Ya'ah, Alawak Yahana, Ha Alawakyum, Ha Saranyam, Ha Kwatazayanyam, Ha Kayayoyam, Wa Ha Akwakyam, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, the water Aman. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Al, Haharim, Ma'anyava'ah, Isaiah, Ma'ain, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Wa'aratazah, Al, Yathan, Lamawat, Wagalka, Al, Yanawam, Shemarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yasharallah, Yahweh, Shemarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al-Yad, Yimyimka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayrach, Balaylah, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal, Rai, Yashamar, Afnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'alka, Wabawa'aka, Ma'ita, Wa'id, Iwalam. In English, Psalms 121. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee, my help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, al damiyalaka, al takarash, wa al tashakwat, al kayahana, awayebyika, yahamayuan, ra'ash, al amaka, ya'ayimwa, sawada, wayataya aitazawa, al tazapawanyika, amarwa, lakawa, wanakakidam, magaya, walayazakar, shum, yasharala, iwada, kaya, nawai tazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Al-Yaka, Barya, Yakarathwa, Al-Ya, Adawam, Wayashima'aliam, Mawaba, Wahagaryam, Gabal, Waimawan, Waimalak, Palashaf, Anyashabya, Tazawar, Gum, Ashawar, Nalawa, Aimam, Hayawa, Zarawai, Labunya, Lawat, Salah, Aisha, Laham, Kamadyan, Kasaya, Sarah, Kayabyan, Banakal, Hoyashwan, Nashamadwa, Bayan, Dara, Hayawa, Daman, Ladama, Shayatumwa, Nada, Yamawa, Kaira, Wakazaba, Wakazabak, Wakazal, Manai, Ka, Asayakamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nairasha, Lanawa, Nawa, Alahayam, Alahaya, Shayatamwa, Kagadala, Kakwash, Lapunya, Waka, Kaash, Tabaira, Yaira, Wa, Kalahaba, Kalahat, Harayam, Kan, Daradatma, Asairaka, Wabasa, Wapathka, the Bahalam, Malaa, Punyaham, Kwalawan, Waya, Bakwashwa, Shumka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Waya, Bahalwa, Ajai, Waya, Kuparwa, Waya, Ibadwa, Waya, the Iwa, Kaya, Atha, Shumka, Yahawa, Labadka, Ayawan, Al, Koha, Rataza. Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence, O God, and hold not thy peace. Be not still, O God, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gebal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kisan, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Ored, and like Zeid. They, all their princes, as Zabah, and as Zalmunna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God as possession. O my power, make them like it will, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth in wood, as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Lord. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High over all the earth. It's like it. So give me 1 second. All right, Yeshab, Sar may be seated. All right, going up to the prayers are very important. You get your incense going, frankincense and myrrh. Right? With frankincense and myrrh going, and today we're going to be going over 1 Samuel. We're going to go over 1 Samuel chapter 1. We're going to read it in the Hebrew. I always say you should read, if you haven't, you should read all of the Bible, really. But if you have not had a chance to read 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel, learn about the first king of Israel. You learn about King David. You learn about Samuel, of course. You learn about disobedient Israel, right? Pretty much. We are hard-headed and stiff-necked and rebellious people, right? But the Lord loves us, so, He gave us chance after chance to get it right. So what we're going to do is, of course, if you have the Hebrew Bible, you definitely want to get it. Let me see. Go ahead and follow me to the book of 1 Samuel. And we're going to do this every week until we finish. All right? 1 Samuel. Bear with me. First Samuel chapter 1 is after the book of Judges, after the book of Ruth. It's important to learn this history. It's about 28 verses. So, 1 Samuel chapter 1, verse 1. Let's get it. I'm going to read it in Hebrew, 7 verses, and explain what we're reading. First Samuel. All right, so first 7 verses in Hebrew, and then and the English, all right? Wayahaya Ayash Akkad Man, or Slagia, Makah Haramathim Tazawab Tazawa Payam, Mahar, Aparayim, it's like it, Aparayim, Washamar, Ala Panah, Bun, Yarakad, Bun, Alahaya, Wa'a, Bun, Thakawa, Bun, Tazawak, Abba Rakya, Walawa, Shathya, Nashayim, Shum, Akath, Kana, Washum, Hashanayatha, or Hashanayah, Panana, Wayahaya, Lapanana, select it. Lapanana, Yala Dayam, Wala Khana, Ayun, Yala Yaladim, Wa'ayla, Ha'ayash, Hahawa'a, Ma'ay Yaraiwa, Yarawa, Mayumyum, Yama, Laha, Shafakawa, Wala, Zabach, La Yahawah, Tadaba'a Wa, Basha La, Washam, Shanya, Bunya, Alya, Kapanya, Wa, it's like it, Wa, Pana, Khasa, Bahayam, La Yahawah, Wayahaya, Kayawam, Wayazabak, Alakuna, Wanathan, Lapa, Na, Ashathwa, Wa, La, Call, Banaya, Wa, Ba, Nawafya, Mana, Wa, Wala, Khafna, Yathna, or Yathan, Slagin. Mana, Akath, Apayam, Kaya, Hana, Ahab, Wayahawa, Sagar, Rakama, Wabai, Satha, Tazaratha, Gum, Ba'isa, Bawar, Hara'imha, or it's like it, Hara'ima, Kai, Baya, Sagar, Yahweh, Ba'id, Rakama. Verse 7. Waban, Ya'ai, Shana, Bashana, Madya, Ilatha, Babayath, Yahweh, Bun, Thabaisana, Watha, Baka, Wala'a, Tha'akar. All right, so that's 7 verses in the Hebrew. Now we're going to read it in English and break it down, all right? We're going to we're going to review the book of Samuel and learn. The Bible says in Romans 15:4 that the things written aforetime are written for our learning. You understand? So we're going to read the things aforetime. We're going to read these accounts and learn. Right? So this is the book of 1 Samuel chapter 1, verse 1. Now there was a certain man of Ramathaim Zophim of Mount Ephraim, and his name was Elkanah, the son of Jeroham, the son of Elihu, the son of Tohu, the son of Ziph, and Ephratite. Right? And he had two wives. The name of the one was Hannah. The name of the other was Peninnah. No, it's like it, Peninnah. And Peninnah had children, but Hannah had no children. So let's stop right there. We got a brother, right? It doesn't give the exact tribe he's from, but you know he's an Israelite. You understand? It says of the mountain Ephraim, he could possibly be an Ephraimite, but I got to get back to you on that one. But he's for sure an Israelite. This is Samuel's father. There was a certain man named Elkanah. It's like I don't want to jump ahead and tell you who it is, but it's Elkanah. We got a brother named Elkanah. You understand? And he has two wives. The name of one is Hannah, not Hannah. Hannah, and the name of the other, Peninnah. Peninnah. Now it says that Peninnah had children, but Hannah had no children. Right? Verse 3. And this man, Elkanah, went up out of the city yearly to worship and to sacrifice unto the Lord of hosts in Shiloh. And the two sons, Hophni and Phinehas, the priests of the Lord, were there. And when the time was that Elkanah offered, he gave to Peninnah his wife, and to all her sons and her daughters portions. But unto Hannah he gave a worthy portion, for he loved Hannah. Or it's like, I keep saying Hannah. Hannah. But the Lord hath shut up her womb. So here it is, the sister, one of his wives, Peninnah, Salakia, had children. But Hannah, his rib, who he loved both his ribs, but Hannah was not able to have children. Right? And it says that the Lord has shut up her womb. The Lord shut up her womb. Verse 6. And her adversary also provoked her sore, for to make her fret, because the Lord shut her womb. Right? And as he did so year by year, when she went up to the house of the Lord, so she provoked her. Therefore she wept and did not eat. Now who is this that afflicted her? Back then, first of all, it was an honor, a privilege, and something sought for was to have children. In today's society, in today, modern day, having children is frowned upon, because this is a sodomite society. You understand? This society is ran by sodomites and Gomorrites, and they don't want you to have children. They want same gender sex. That's what they want. They want the same gender to like each other. You understand? Which is diverse. And one of the reasons why the Most High and Yahushai are going to rid this place, because it's a cancer to the earth. But now in in the Old Testament, in the book of Samuel, we see here that this sister was being made fun of because she couldn't have children. And she wept to the Lord. She prayed to the Lord. You understand? She prayed to the Lord. People made fun of her. You know, the other wife looked down on her because she was able to have children and she wasn't. But this sister feared the Lord, And we're going to continue to read. You understand? We're going to continue to read what happens next. That's 7 verses. So now we're going to read 7 more verses in Hebrew, right? It's like water. All right. All right. It's like, let me get some water in my system. It's like, all right. Next 7 verses. Waya Amar, verse 8. Waya Amar Laha ala Pana Ayasha Khana Lama Thababaya Waya Lama La'a Tha'abalaya Waya Lama Yarai Lababun Halawa'a Anabaya Tawab Laka Ma'aishara Banyam Watakwam Kana Akarya Abala Slagi Akarya Shata Wa'alia Habahaz Yashab Isle Habata'a Isle Mazaraza Hayabal Yahweh Wa'aya'a Marath. It's like Marath Napash Watath Palal Isle Yahweh Wa'ababa Thabaka Wat the Dar Nadar Wat the Amar Yahweh Tazaba'awah Ra'ah Dara'ah Ba'inayah Amaka Waza Karafnaya Wala'ah it's like it. Right, continuing on. Dasha Kaf Av Amathak Wanatha it's like Wanatha La'amaka Zarai Anashim Wanath Thayawa La Yahweh Kaya Yumya Kayayawa Wama 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 it's like it Wama Wama Ra La'a Ya'ila Il Ra'a Shawa Wahaya Kaya Ha Harabath Harabatha Laha Pala La Punya Yahweh Wa Al Ya Shamar Ath Paya Wa Kana Haya'a Madabathara Al Laba Rak Shapathya Na'aiwa Wa Prawala La'a Yasham Lashamai Wa Yak Shabbat Al Ya Shalabara Waya Amar Al Ya I Mathaya the Shathab or Thak Rayaz Salakia Ha Sayaraya Ah Yayanak or Yayanaka Ma'alyaka, and that's 7 verses, all right? And so now, okay, come. So now the next 7 verses in Hebrew, in English, Hebrews chapter 1, verse 8. It's like verse 8. Then said Elkanah her husband to her, Hannah, why whippest thou? And why eatest thou not? And why is thy heart grieved? Am not I better to thee than 10 sons? This is what her husband told her. He said he saw that she was bitter about not being able to have children. And he said, look, am I not better than 10 sons? But see, a woman wants to have a man's children. At least a righteous woman did and do. You understand? And he was just trying to comfort his rib. And that was the right thing to do. Right? Verse 9. So Hannah rose up after they had eaten in Shiloh, and after they had drunk. Now Eli the priest sat upon a seat by a post of the temple of the Lord. Verse 10. And she was in bitterness of soul and prayed unto the Lord and wept sore. This sister was grieved at the fact that she could not have children. She was hurt. Verse 11. And she vowed a vow and said, O Lord of hosts, if thou wilt indeed look on the affliction of thine handmaid, and remember me, and forget not thine handmaid, but will give unto thy handmaid a man child, then I will give him unto the Lord all the days of his life, and there shall no razor come upon his head. And it came to pass, as she continued praying before the Lord, that Eli marked her mouth. Eli was the priest. He was hearing her pray. You understand? And he marked her mouth, meaning what? That's what black, mark my words. That's where that comes from. Eli is going to remember her words because Eli knows that the Lord is going to bless her. Hold her to it. Verse 13. Now Hannah And it came to pass before the Spirit of the Lord, and Eli marked her mouth. Now Hannah, she spake in her heart, only her lips moved, but her voice was not heard. Therefore Eli thought she had been drunken. And Eli said unto her, how long wilt thou be drunken? Put away thy wine from thee. Now that's 7 verses. Now the thing there with that is this. He sees her praying. Now he thinks that she has something to drink, like she's been drinking. You understand? But that's how out of it she was. Fake eyes red, crying and nose running, and you understand what I'm saying? She just looked out of it. You know, looked at as one that had been drinking. You know, so we're gonna continue on now. We'll continue on. Bear with me. Verse 15 in the Hebrew. What the ein kana. It's like a kana. What the amar la'a adonaya asha kwashath rawak ad awakaya waya yaz waya yaza washabar la'a atayat shatayata or taya wa'a shapat apashaya lapunya Yahweh all thought the nun amatka lapunya bath Bala Yailo La Kaya Marab Sayataya Waka Isya Dabarathia Bala Ya'il Kaya Marab Shayachya Wakai Saya Dabarathia Il Hana Wayalza Ilya Ra'amar Lapaya Lawam Wa'alahaya Yasharala Yathaza Shalaka Ashar Sha'alta Ma'amar Wathamar Dama Taza'a Shapakathka Kaza Ba'alya Nayaka Wata Laka Ha'asha Lada Raka Wata Kal Wapanaya La'a Hayawa La Iwad Wayasha Kamawa Babakor Wayashath Kawa Wa Lapunya Yahweh Wayashabwa Wayaba'awal Al Bayatham Hara Mata. So like it. Wayadai Alakwana Ath Kana Ashatawa Wayazakara Yahweh. Why Yahya Latakwa Pawath Hayamayam Wata Hara Kana Watalad Baza Watakora'a Ath Shamwa Shama Wa'ala Shema Wa'ala Kaya Mayahawa Sha'ala Yowa Wa'ayal Ha'ayash Alakwana, that's Elkanah, Alakwana, Yapal Bayathwa Lazabak La Yahweh Ath Zabak Hayamyam Wa'a Na Nadarwa. So now we're going to read it in English and explain what's going on. So far we got that. We understand that there's a brother by the name of Alakona or Elkanah in English, and he has two wives. One of the wives, Peninnah, was able to have sons and daughters by the brother. His other wife, on the other hand, was not able to do so, Hannah, and she was very vexed by it. She was very sad and hurt by it, and she prayed to the Lord. So let's continue from there, verse 15. And Hannah answered and said, "No, my Lord, I am a woman of a sorrowful spirit. I have drunk neither wine nor strong drink, but have poured out my soul before the Lord." Verse 16. "Count not thine handmaid for a daughter of Belial." Meaning, don't look at me like a whore. Because the daughter, if you out here talking about wife, you're a daughter of Belial. You understand? And she said, "Don't count me that. I am not that. I'm a righteous woman. I love my husband. I just want children," pretty much. Continuing on. "Count not thine handmaid for a daughter of Belial. For out of the abundance of my complaint and grief have I spoken hitherto." Then Eli answered and said, Eli is the priest, "Go in peace, and the God of Israel grant thee thy petition that thou hast asked of him." And he's a priest. You understand? Proverbs 16:1. The preparations of the heart of man and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. So the Lord comforted Hannah. You understand? Because this brother is a priest. Nobody could just be around the priest of the Lord. You understand? And he saw her, heard her out, and he said, may the God of Israel grant your petition. May he answer your prayer and give you whatever it is that you're asking for. You understand? Reading on. 18. And she said, let thine handmaid find grace in thy sight. So the woman went her way and did eat, and her countenance was no more sad. And they rose up in the morning early and worshipped before the Lord, and returned and came to their house to Ramah. And Elkanah knew Hannah his wife, and the Lord remembered her. Meaning that knew is a very biblical term. Meaning they went in the wedding chamber. You understand? They got intimate. They had sex. And it said that the Lord remembered her. And this is the Lord allowing Hannah to conceive. And we're going to read what happens next. Verse 20. Wherefore it came to pass, when the time was come about, after Hannah had conceived, that she bare a son. Remember, she said, Lord, bless me with a son. Wherefore it came to pass, when the time was come about, after Hannah had conceived, that she bare a son, and called his name Samuel, saying, because I have asked him of the Lord. Now, let's get what Samuel means. Let's get what Samuel means, and because it's very significant to the situation. Shamu'ala. Shamu'ala. Samuel means heard of God. Who? Heard of God. You understand? And Samuel, the reason why he got the name is because his mother was heard of God. And Samuel himself was heard of God, of the Most High. You understand? That's heaven. Right? It's like it. He's heard of God, right? Verse 21. And the man Elkanah and all his house went up to offer unto the Lord the yearly sacrifice and his vow. It's like it. Let me see. In the fire forever. And Elkanah, her husband, said unto her, do what seemeth good, tarry until thou wean them. Right? So for now, let me see, what time is it? Right? So for now, we're going to stop there. But I want to just recap on what's going on and show you the importance of what happened. That sister was very sore, and the key thing about it was she prayed. That's one thing you cannot lack, is prayer. You got to pray to the Lord. The white man, the enemies, the heathens, they had their weapons. You got to understand that prayer is a weapon. You understand? Prayer is an absolute weapon. Whenever we was in trouble, we prayed to the Lord. We made our request known unto the Lord, and he either declined it or approved. You understand? And if it was righteous and you were righteous, he approved it. You need deliverance from your enemies, he delivered you. When you called on him, that's a prayer. You understand? When the sister was just overwhelmed with sorrow, just like when you get overwhelmed with thoughts and emotions, and You feel like the stress is just too much to bear and to handle, and you don't know what you're going to do. You don't know how you're going to get this done. You know, when your family members are dying and you just heartbroken and sad, don't allow Satan to make you weak, or don't allow Satan to convince you that you should not pray, or put the spirit of laziness on you to where you don't even get up to go pray. You understand? You should go, you should absolutely burn you some incense, face the east, and pray. Pray to the Lord. 1 Peter 3 and 12, I'll read it really quick. Slide it. 1 Peter 3 and 12 reads, let me see. 1 Peter 3 and 12 says, "For the eyes of the Lord are over the righteous, and his ears are open unto their prayers." You understand? That's simple. Just like the Lord heard Hannah out, he'll hear you out. Whatever you're going through, whatever you got going on, whatever makes you sorrowful or that bothers you. You understand? Now you also got to have faith. You got to have faith, man. Faith is the evidence of things not seen, the substance of things hoped for. So you gotta depend on, you gotta trust in the Lord. Like, you have to trust in the Most High Christ, Yahweh Shai. You gotta pray in the name of Yahweh Shai, because as it is written, John 14:6, Yahweh Shai said unto him, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me." So you gotta remember that. You gotta believe in His truth. It said that the eyes of the Lord are upon the righteous, and His ears open unto their prayers. You understand? So very important, man. Very important. I encourage brothers and sisters to always remember to pray. Always remember to pray to the Lord. We're about to pray to the Lord again. Right now, we're gonna pray to the Lord to destroy our enemies. We're gonna pray to the Lord to deliver us from this hell, because that's exactly where we are, in hell. This is hell. This is absolutely hell. Your 9 to 5, your 5 to 12, your 10-hour graveyard shifts. You understand? Barely seeing your children, being on child support, being the majority in the prisons and orphanages and things like that, being number one in abortions, and this is hell for Black people. This is hell for Hispanic people. Being on the reservations for Native Indians, we're in hell. And the only way to get out of hell and escape hell is if we return to the Lord and pray to the Lord and repent. That's the only way we're going to get out of this. Not through Joe Biden, not through Donald Trump, but through the Lord. So, drink some of this water, like it. Right. So, we're going to throw out these prayers, all right? And we're going to close out this week's, we're going to conclude this week's Sabbath service. If you're in the San Bernardino area, make sure you get with us, all right? All right? All right, Matthew? Just myself, right? Just like it. All right. La Yasharala. To Israel. going. Give me 1 second. It's very important to pray. Very, very, very important. We pick these scrolls up, and we're going to pray together. Like it. Imagine Wapadia Hakodam, which means to rise or stand and face the east. Wherever you may be, face the east. You understand? All right, let's go. Slide. All right, slide. All right. It's going to be the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. I'll pray them in Hebrew and in English. Each prayer we do. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakavka, Taba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'aratazah, Kawah, Hayah, Bashemayim, Nathan Lanawa, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalak Lanawa, Kawawak Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kawawak Yanawa, Wala'ah, Tabiyah Nawa, Bunasayawan, Aval, Hawashai Nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahatapara, Lawalamyam, Aman. In English, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever, so be it. This is the Hakat, or it's like a Hakat, which means the power. Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Baba Kashai, Nathan Lanawa, Hakat, Larapa'ah, Kal Makalah, Wakal Madawa, Hakat, Latahar, Hamatazarayim, Hakat, Lahakwayim, Hamathim, Hakat, Arakawah, Atamala, Lagarashan, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Bawada, Amen. In English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out, in the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you, so be it. Somebody at the door. The blessings, Barakatah Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Wa Mayaka Allah, Wa Alahayim, Matazadiah, Alawat Yahana, Ha Alawatiyam, Ha Saranyam, Ha Kwatazayanyam, Ha Kayayoyam, Wa Ha'akwatyan, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Kowada, Amen. In English, bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yahana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. Psalms 121, Asha'ah, Ayunya, Al, Haharyim, Mahayan, Yaba'ah, Isaiah, Ma'ai, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Wa'aratazah, Ayatan, Lamawat, Regalka, Al, Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'a, Yalawam, Wala'a, Yayasun, Shalomar, Yasharala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al-Yad, Yaminka, Yalamum, Hashamash, La'a, Yakaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal, Rai, Yashamar, Afnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'aka, Wabuba'aka, Ma'aita, Wa'ai, Iwalam. In English, I will lift up mine eyes into the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper, the Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al, Damayalaka, Al, Lakarash, Wa'al, Lashakwat, Al, Kayahana, Awayabdika, Yahamayawan, Ra'ash, Aramaka, Ya'ayramwa, Salvada, Wayatha, Ya'itazawa, Al, Tizapawanika, Amarwa, Lakawa, Walakakidam, Magaya, Wala'a, Yazakar, Sham, Yasharala, Awada, Kaya, Nawa'itazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Ayaka, Barya, Yakarathwa, Alaya, Adawam, Wayashmalium, Mawaba, Wahagarium, Gabal, Waimawan, Waimalak, Palasha, Amyashabia, Tazawar, Gum, Ashawar, Nalawa, Aimum, Hayawa, Zarawa, Labunya, Lawat, Salah, Aishalaham, Kamadin, Kasaya, Sarah, Kayudgin, Banakal, Kwayashwan, Nashamadwa, Bayan, Dara, Hayawa, Daman, Ladama, Shatamwa, Nada, Yamawa, Kairab, Wakaza'aba, Wakazabak, Wakatazal, Manai, Kal, Nasayakamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nairasha, Lanawa, Nawa, Alahayam, Alahaya, Shayatamwa, Kagadala, Kakwash, Lapunya, Raka, Ka'as, Labaira, Ya'ira, Wa, Kalahaba, Balahat, Haryam, Kan, Tharadapma, Wasairaka, Wabasa, Wapathka, Labahalam, Malaa, Panyaham, Palawan, Waya, Bakwashwa, Shamka, Yahawah, Yabashwa, Waya, Bahalwa, Ajai, Waya, Kaparwa, Waya, Abadwa, Waya, the Iowa, Kaya, Ada, Shamka, Yahawah, Labadka, Ayawan, Al-Qaratza. In English, Psalms 83, keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, Philistines with inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kisan, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb and like Zeid. Yea, all their princes as Zabah and as Almunah, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind. as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Lord. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. Sorry. Right, and with that, we're going to conclude today's Sabbath service. Tawada for joining me, and until next Sabbath service, I'll say shalom.